Good afternoon, Cottonwood and the Verde Valley. I'm your host, Hezekiah Allen, Interim Director for Parks Recreation Department here with the City of Cottonwood. Again, this is Inside Cottonwood. Today I've got Mr. Bob with Law Tigers. How are you doing, sir?
Doing very well. Thank you for inviting me.
And Jack Teel, Interim Recreation Services Supervisor for the City of Cottonwood. So today we are talking Thunder Valley Rally. This is the time of year, every year, that you can't mistake because the town literally comes alive. Would you guys say?
Absolutely.
With a boom.
With a boom. Motorcycles everywhere, there's vendors, there's new people in the community, and it's just an exciting time. This year it's September 21st, Friday and Saturday. Headliners are 38 Special and Great White. How do you guys think they'll do?
I think that's a good mix.
Yeah?
You know, you guys have always offered world-class entertainment, and each year you step it up, so it's very good.
You know, that's a great point too, Bob, is, you know, every year we've tried to provide great entertainment at even a better price. Because the goal is to pull that crowd from Phoenix up to the event, showcase what we have at the Verde Valley, and bring people not only for the weekend of Thunder Valley Rally, but throughout the entire year to come and visit the Verde Valley, Jerome, Sedona, the surrounding areas. It's a beautiful place to ride. You can't beat the weather, and it's an opportunity for us to showcase the valley. So Thunder Valley Rally this year is celebrating 19 years. 19 years this event's been going on. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's a long time.
2012 shirt on.
Yep, there you go, 2012. Next year's going to be the big 20th anniversary. Right. So if you don't know, the city got this program because Cliff Castle Casino Hotel had started the event as a way, again, to draw people to the area. And their big marquee event was to host a ride that went up through Flagstaff, Mormon Lake, and then back down to the casino. The casino had met with the council and the city manager at the time and said, hey, we got this great event. We really feel like it would be a good fit down in Old Town. The two leadership groups got together, and before you know it, we were putting on Thunder Valley Rally. 2011 was the first year. Bob, I remember talking to you on the street going, what did we get ourselves into? And you're like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, well, we started, you know, I think this will be my 12th Thunder Valley Rally. And I believe the law firm had started a couple of years prior to that. So my first two were out at the casino, up on that black asphalt parking lot where it's hot as heck. And I was happy to see it move to Cottonwood because it's a great way to showcase the town and what you have to offer.
Very true. Now, Law Tigers has been with us since the beginning. And I think it's something that I know Jack and I have always had a lot of pride in the fact that our sponsors come onto the event and they stay with us throughout all the years. Can you tell us a little bit about Law Tigers? I know you guys, we talked before the show, have been going through some growth and expanding the markets.
Right. Well, the Law Tigers, the law firm, our parent law firm is Levenbaum Trachtenberg. They've been located in Phoenix for 40 plus years. And about the time that Thunder Valley started 19 years ago, we formed the Law Tigers as a separate entity to focus specifically on the niche market of the motorcycle riding community.
Yeah.
And we currently have operations, physical operations, in 30 states and about 40 markets in those states.
Wow.
So we are literally coast to coast now, and there's more on the burner that we're going to be bringing in.
And I've been down to your headquarters down in the Phoenix area. How do you keep track of 30 states and 40 markets in each state?
Well, we have an association called the Association of Motorcycle Injury Attorneys, and all of our firm and all our licensees become members of that. And we have a staff with AML that manages all that growth and management of the marketing and inventory and everything we do.
Yeah.
But much like myself in all of our markets, our marketing managers are involved in 100 plus events annually in each market.
Yeah.
And we're currently, you know, the 79th Sturgis Rally is starting this week. And our crew is up there with that this year and everything. So we're doing national, regional, and local events, and we really embrace the local events as much as we can and trying to give back to that local community. That's why we've, you know, we work on a loyalty basis, and that's why we've been with you from the beginning, because we appreciate that loyalty. And when we got the title sponsorship 5 years ago or so, it just elevated our presence and our support, and we appreciate that opportunity.
True that, and Jack can speak to this too, but you gave me this advice a long time ago, and you said, you know, Hezekiah, we're not here to sell anything at this event. We're here to develop relationships, rapport, and a trust. And that's what Law Tigers does, and when they do these events, you focus on meeting the potential customer who is more of a friend and developing that relationship as somebody that they can trust. And when things go bad, something happens, you can call us and we'll take care of you.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, you know, we don't wish that on anyone, but,
yeah.
but we look at it as a partnership, and we're not a vendor that, like you said, sells anything. So for us, it's how can we enhance the event and bring more value to it, and engage with the event and promote it. And we try to make it, you know, work for you as much as it does for us.
You know, funny story, Jack and we were unloading his motorcycle at his house, and he's laughing because he knows where I'm going with this. And so we pull it up on the gravel, and he's rolling down. Next thing you know, he grabs the front brake, locks it up, and lays it down. Yeah. And he's pulling out his wallet, getting ready to call his Law Tigers card because he's like, I need help. I was like, I don't think this necessarily qualifies. So good stuff.
Yeah.
So Jack, this year, you know, the event, the park used to be referred to as the Freedom Bird Entertainment Park, and we did that because the Freedom Bird was the plane you got on when you came back from your tour of duty. We're switching it up a little bit this year, and now it's going to be the Riverfront Park and Entertainment Venue. Camping and entertainment venue, and that's because that's what the name of the park is. So the venue this year, any changes to it? How has that been since we switched from the Old Town? And we haven't, just so everybody's aware, we haven't left Old Town. We're partnering with the Old Town Association. They're having great events down there this year, and we're doing it to make the event larger, and that way we can focus on the park, provide more heads and beds because we can do the camping and things down there. And so partnership is what makes this event successful. Obviously, Law Tigers and our sponsors. So back to the venue.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it is a beautiful venue, and it's fantastic for what we do. We get to take over the park, build a city in a day, and from the ticket gate all the way down, we build an environment and an atmosphere that's welcoming, that invokes having fun, that invokes being part of the community, and brings everybody together for one massive party for the 2 days it's happening.
Yeah.
It takes over Riverfront Park, and we always want to celebrate our veterans and our service members. Right. And we didn't move away from the Freedom Bird because of that. We're still going to celebrate them. We're still going to recognize each one of them in each different branch as you walk in. We'll still have our signs thanking each one of those military branches.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to curve some of the, where's the Freedom Bird Park? It doesn't show up on Google concepts there,
you know, that's
with the name change.
That's a great point, because it's something that we did just for the event. And if you're Googling where to go for the event, it never correlated.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. And another point that you brought up was building a city in a day. And Bob, you've been to so many events. People don't realize it because they just show up and there it is. But down to the bare necessities, you got to provide toilets and trash cans and water and electricity. It's like setting up a campsite only for thousands of people.
Yeah.
So Jack, when we go into that mode, what does it take to build Riverfront Park, the concert and campground venue?
Lots of hands, I'll tell you that right now. It's a lot of different people that come together and get involved in there. And they're long, long days. I'm talking 18, 19, 20-hour days to make that happen. But it's doable. It's mental toughness. There
you go.
I kind of lose what I don't want to say blackout, but I just kind of put it on autopilot and we just do what's there.
You know, if you do your pre-planning, you know, all your steps are in a row. We work with the vendors. Bob has great setup for the event, and we've been doing it for so long now that everybody kind of knows where they go, and we've developed these relationships. It really comes down to relationships with our merchants and our vendors at the event, to where it's conversations, you know, and they're like, all right, you need to be here at this time, great, no problem, I got it. And they're off and running, doing what they need to do. It's when you come up with that new program from scratch and everything's got to get built and figured out, that's when it gets challenging. challenging. So obviously, I'm sure being our second or third year down at the park, some of those things will smooth out a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. We bring in many different vendors, and anytime you change, it's new for them. And even though we deal with the park on a daily basis, they don't. So having that same blueprint, being able to say, hey, you're in the same spot as last year, it becomes autonomous, and people start doing their own thing without us having to hold hands all the way through it. And makes the process easier.
Heck yeah. Well, we're going to take a short break. This is Inside Cottonwood, and I'm your host, Interim Parks Recreation Director, Hezekiah Allen. I've got two great guests with us. When we come back, we're going to talk entertainment.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Do you feel like people are avoiding you? Don't be a dreaded spreader. Protect yourself and those around you from flu. Here's 3 things you should do. Get a flu vaccine each year. Take everyday preventive actions to stop the spread of germs, like covering coughs and sneezes and washing your hands, and stay home if you're sick. If you do get the flu, contact a healthcare professional right away and take flu antivirals if prescribed. Don't be a dreaded spreader. Take 3 steps to fight flu.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Hezekiah Allen, Interim Director for the Cottonwood Parks Recreation Department. I've got Mr. Jack Teel, Recreation Services Supervisor for the City of Cottonwood, and Mr. Bob with Law Tigers. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Wow.
Hanging in there?
You bet.
So we're talking entertainment. We're talking Thunder Valley Rally. We just got done talking about the venue, Law Tigers, and the relationship we've had since the beginning. But we're going to switch up a little bit and talk entertainment. We've had some great acts at Thunder Valley Rally over the years.
Right.
I mean, if you go back for a community that's our size, 11,990 annex population, you know, we really do it big when it comes to this event, and it draws a lot of people. You know, we've had Willie Nelson in the past, George Thorogood, Candlebox, Leon Russell. Can you guys tell me what your favorite moment has been in the past with our national acts? Don't jump.
Yeah, I've had a couple of them. I think I've really enjoyed some of the tribute bands we've had in the past.
Yeah.
The Eagles tribute band that we had when we were down in Old Town was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing I've done is helping unload the piano with Leon Russell, though. It was heavy. It was heavy. That was one of the coolest things, and he's no longer around. Unfortunately. So to say that I was able to set that piano up and be a part of his stage presence was probably one of my favorite things that I've done.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think that the year that Leon Russell and Jackal played, and just the crowd on Main Street down there in Old Town was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Just the line of people all the way up the street and everything. Personally, the meet and greet that we were fortunate to have with George Thorogood was a real kick. He's a very interesting man and very welcoming. A lot of these groups are a little standoffish and everything, but I felt George was just a common guy.
Yeah.
And I was amazed when I was talking to George Thorogood's crew. You know, obviously a lot of them come out of the Nashville and back east area, and that's where the tour company is that has those buses, because most of them are rented. They rent the bus to do the tour. But George was like going to throw in the hat. You know, his whole goal was to do it until he got his daughter through college, but he's still going strong and touring, and sounds amazing.
Yeah. No, but the event has had some really signature name entertainment, and each year it changes up, so it's always interesting. And where else can you see groups like that for the fee that you pay to get into this event?
You know, that's such your $20 for the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, you don't go out to eat that week, and you just paid for 2 days of solid entertainment.
Right.
We're going to go over to lineup in a little bit, but one of my favorite story that I had was Leon Russell. And when you book these acts, you really start to learn about them and who they are as a person and where their career has gone. And we tend to get those individuals that the goal is to get that name that is known. that everybody knows, that you can go into a Denny's and say, does anybody know Leon Russell? And you'll get a strong majority that goes, yeah, fantastic. The same thing with George Thorogood, just that recognition.
Right.
And so Leon Russell, after the show, I'm talking to his son, and it's rare that Leon Russell would invite people on the tour bus to chat. And so after the show, I think you were with me, Jack,
Yeah.
and we got invited onto Leon Russell's tour bus, and I got to hear his career. Leon Russell was a prodigy pianist, and he was, before he was even doing shows and started off doing his own thing, he was in studios playing piano for other people's albums, the Beach Boys.
Right.
You go down the list, and he was like, yeah, I was doing this little gig in my apartment, and the other person I want to say was like Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
That he was working with.
Right.
And you're just going, this is music history. This is the stuff that books are written about, and it just, sends chills down your spine.
Yeah, it was really neat with him as well. Not only did we take part in his life for the day, he spent his day taking part in our life, going up and down through Old Town, hitting up the shops. He went to Larry's Antiques and bought a bunch of stuff for his tour bus, and that was it was really fun.
He would pull a trailer just to collect stuff at his different stops.
That's where he goes, yeah.
And then to hear about how in years prior he was literally down and out, practically homeless, and then, gosh, what was his name? The English singer had actually came back, who also played the piano. Help me out here.
You're talking,
The movie's out right now.
Yeah. Big
Guy. Anyways, it'll come to us.
Yeah.
We're frozen right now. But anyway, this individual had actually kind of idolized Leon Russell during his career and found him and brought him back because Leon Russell had something going wrong with his brain, and they got it figured out. And then Leon Russell started touring again. So pretty cool. That's the kind of stuff, when you meet these acts, you realize that they are, more so than their music, they're people. And what a hard lifestyle to go from show to show to show. Everybody always asks us when we book these entertainments, like, how do you deal with the writers? Well, you got to realize these people live their life on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would want some things that you're used to. Could you imagine living your life on the road, and if you like a certain coffee brand at your house, you're going to want that when you stop at these different stops. Oh, Elton John is his name.
Sir Elton John.
Yeah. So, acts this year.
Well, and
38 special. Go ahead.
And likewise, even under that, you take a what's considered a local band like Mogollon. They've been playing for 30 plus years and they came out of Heber, Arizona.
Yeah.
And they bring their own element of credibility and everything to the event, because they're one of the hardest working bands that I know.
Oh yeah.
As far as their weekly, monthly, yearly schedule.
Just to think about a band who obviously is huge in Arizona and the Southwest, and they have a great name, but they never hit like that radio play every day.
Right.
They've always been in that just prior to that. I mean, the work that they have to do to make a living being a musician year round.
Yeah.
That's so true. So this year, 38 special in Great White.
Yeah.
Jack, how do we get to the point of actually picking who the bands are?
It's a long process. First, it starts looking at the budget, seeing what we have available, and then going out to the different production companies or different booking agents and saying, hey, who's available this time? And then we get a list of hundreds of people, and then we sit there and we go through the list and we pick out a good group. We look at how many followers they have, their average ticket sales, all the different metrics that go into what makes a strong band pull.
Yeah.
And we pick out those names, align them up with what dates we have available, and we take that to the Thunder Valley Rally Committee, and then we throw it around and we see, and then we come up with a list on who would work. We put out offers, see what bites, and we start the process from there.
Go from there. I learned years ago, don't pick the bands that I like, because nobody's going to show up.
Yeah.
You know, and relying on Bob and the TVR committee and being able to provide them a list and go, here's the list. Here's who's in our price range, who's available. We've reached out to all the agencies, and then they go through the list and whittle it down. And 38 Special was on top of the list this year. And
we've been looking at 38 Special for a few years now.
So
finally to be able to make this work and have everything aligned to come together, it's been really fun.
Very true. So I'm going to read this real quick. 38 Special, Hold On Lucy, Rockin' Into the Night, Caught Up in You, Fantasy Girl, If I'd Been the One, Back Where You Belong, Chain of Lightning, Second Chance, and more. What's really cool about 38 Special is a lot of times when we book these bands, they're kind of out of their prime to a degree. 38 Special has only gotten better when it comes to their live shows, and if you go to their website and read, so much so that here recently within the last couple of years, because the technology has gotten better, they've actually recorded their shows and re-released albums because the audio and their shows and the energy have just only continued to climb, which is exciting to hear about a band that you just booked. Great White, when you think about Once Bitten, Twice Shy, Rockin', all the hits that they have, and then their lead singer this year is not the original lead singer, but if you hear what people are saying about him, he is amazing. They're comparing him to Steven Tyler with Aerosmith. I mean, that's the caliber show you're going to get with Great White. And then all the way down to Moellman, who's going to be playing. This year we've got a Smokin' Crows, Black Crows tribute band. We've got a Red Hot Chili Peppers tribute band. We've got Prosteria, who's a Def Leppard tribute band. You name it, the Mingus Union the Mingus Union rock band is going to be there. 2 stages this year. It's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of entertainment, and again, $20 for the weekend. So we're going to take a short break. Inside Cottonwood, I'm your host, Hezekiah Allen with the City of Cottonwood. Got Jak Teel and Bob with Law Tigers, and we'll be back here shortly.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Do you feel like people are avoiding you? Don't be a dreaded spreader. Protect yourself and those around you from flu. Here's 3 things you should do. Get a flu vaccine each year. Take everyday preventive actions to stop the spread of germs, like covering coughs and sneezes and washing your hands, and stay home if you're sick. If you do get the flu, contact a healthcare professional right away and take flu antivirals if prescribed. Don't be a dreaded spreader. Take 3 steps to fight flu.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Hezekiah Allen with the City of Cottonwood. I've got Jak Teel here with the City of Cottonwood and Bob with Law Tigers. How's it going, guys?
Doing well.
Good. Hanging in there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We just got done talking about entertainment. Thunder Valley Rally 2019, 38 Special, Great White, Moellman, a lot of great bands. $20 for the entire weekend. You can't beat the price. But let's talk about events that are happening around the community, because what's really neat, and we've noticed over the years, is that Thunder Valley Rally isn't just at Riverfront Park. The entire community comes together and puts on different things, from the different locations in town, where the Chaparral, the pizza restaurants, you name it. You'll see the welcome biker banners throughout town. Really, everybody comes together to put on this program. And so we've got some great events this year. One of them is the Little Biker Program. Jak. Tell me about the Little Biker Program.
Little Biker Program is fantastic. It's molded itself and grown itself over the years. It started out as just a program where we'd get people show up, they'd park their bikes, and the kids at the schools would be able to walk around. Now we actually do a ride. We take them from place to place, and at a place of excitement where the kids not only get to see the bike, but they get to run around, do a bunch of different activities. And it's really taken on an entire atmosphere of itself and creates its own little event program.
Very much so. So that's the Thursday before the event. And the reason that we started that was Councilwoman Deb Althouse, the Modified Motorcycle Association, and that group, along with Grand Canyon Harley and the different dealerships, was to showcase to the younger folks coming up, one, don't be afraid of motorcycles, but two, respect them. And there's a thing called motorcycle safety and awareness. And that's really what that is about, is they get out to the schools in the area and they ride there, which is exciting. I mean, if you're standing in class and a bunch of Harleys pull up, super loud, like what just happened? And then they get out and get to see the motorcycles, get to talk to the people, and then they get a training in motorcycle awareness and safety, which is fantastic. And it starts with the young getting to have that respect, and then hopefully when they get older, if they do become riders, they know what it's about, and they know the culture and the brands and things like that. Bob, you want to say anything?
No,
on that?
I think that's a great thing. I mean, one of our hallmarks is our focus on safety and awareness, so that you got a program like that to impact kids at an early age, whether they become riders or not, if they're in their own vehicles, to be aware of the motorcycle around them and everything is significant.
Yeah, something I've done with my son is, instead of playing slug bug, we do that same concept but with motorcycles.
Yeah. Do you hit the motorcycles? Okay, good.
Please don't.
No, but it teaches him to look out for motorcycles, be aware of them, and then it's a good time for him to try and hit me.
There you go. Wham! Yeah, I remember me being a kid and sitting in a car and a group of motorcycles passed by, and I just thought it was the most exhilarating thing. Like, I mean, talk about owning the road and just being out there and traveling and see what the sights are. Nobody buys a motorcycle to have it sit in their garage and collect dust and be wall candy. You buy it to travel and see the country. You know, the other programs we have, so Miss TVR competition, Law Tigers, you guys are a sponsor of this. It's a great program. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we were very happy to partner with the Main Stage Bar. They host the Miss TVR contest, and about 4 years ago, I think we picked up the sponsorship of that, and we helped Rebecca and the crew there promote it. It's a great event. It's a fun competition, and they make it fun. So, if any of the ladies are out there want to get in that contest, just go to there's a website, I think, Miss TVR, or is it on the Thunder Valley? Website?
So they can go to the Thunder Valley Rally website, which is thundervalleyrallyaz.com, and just go down to the Miss TVR competition. There's a link there. And what's really nice about the Miss TVR competition is that it's not, it's something where we celebrate females, and it's female empowerment and the opportunity for them to get up there. It's not about the most scantily dressed individual. In fact, it's more of a pinup competition, and getting to know the young women that are up there versus some of the other competitions that are out there.
Great.
Bootlegger Bash, that's going to happen in Old Town Cottonwood this year, and that's going to be Saturday. I think we've got some great bands. The event's going to be from 10 to 5 at the Old Town Activity Park, which is kind of in that Old Town, downtown region. They're going to have bands like Hooch and different activities happening, a lot of great vendors. So check it out if you're down in Old Town, and that's on Saturday from 10 to 5. And what's really neat this year, and we're excited about, is there's going to be an open ceremony ride for the event. I remember talking to Ari's dad years ago, and he said that he helped put together a program that was in downtown Phoenix, and they would have this ride to get down to the event, and it would pretty much pack I-17 as they came down into Phoenix to get ready for the event. Knowing that and pitching it to the TVR committee, and some folks took a hold of it and they're running with it this year. There's going to be a ride that's going to start in Camp Verde, and that's going to be on Friday, and then around 1 o'clock, the goal is to land in Cottonwood, ride into Cottonwood, through Clarkdale into Old Town, and that kind of signifies that the event has started for the weekend. Allows people to get on the streets and watch everybody come in. If you have a motorcycle, they're going to be meeting at Burger King at the 260 I-17 intersection. There's a big parking lot there that's going to be led in by police and fire into Cottonwood, into the event. So that's kind of the, here we are, we're ready to go. So anything else you guys want to say about Thunder Valley Rally?
Yeah, you know, I'm real excited to get it going. It's going to be a fantastic event, fun turnout, lots of things going on, and I'm excited specifically for the bands this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bob?
Well, it's a fun regional event for us, and it's local, but it draws from all over. So I would put it on your calendar and get out here, guys. It's probably the least expensive event you can go to and have as much fun as you can here.
There you go. So this event would not be possible without great sponsors like Law Tigers. And some of the other sponsors we have is Russ Brown, CarStar Black Hills, Budweiser, Great Circle Media, Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, Arizona Hometown Radio, Go AZ Motorcycles in Cottonwood. If you have noticed, they now have a Cottonwood location. Northern Arizona Harley Davidson, Red Rock Collision here in town, Yavapai Broadcasting, thank you. Yavapai Finch, United Rentals, Burning Tree, Pepsi, Larry Green. If you're looking for a new Chevy, go see them. Indiana, Peoria, and Chandler, great motorcycles. Main Stage here in town. D&K Cycles, they carry Suzuki. There's another one.
CF Motos.
CF Motos, that's right. Modified Motorcycle Association, Galpin, they are a great RV location here in town. Taylor Waste, Weather King, Verde Ranch Resort. That's a brand new resort that's being built out on I-17. It's going to be beautiful. They have a big lake that's going to be in the middle of it. If you haven't a chance to see it, get out there and check it out. Jones Ford, Detar Construction, and again, without our sponsors, this event would not be possible. And the partners we have, and the different programs that happen, are all around town to help make this a successful weekend. Bob, thank you for you and your team. Jack, you and your team. It's going to be a great weekend. September 21st. That's a Friday, Saturday. It's $20 for the weekend. Come out and see us. Thunder Valley Rally. I'm your host, Hezekiah Allen with Inside Cottonwood. We'll see you next time.